there, people of the internet. Welcome to another video with me today on Blurb. Well, if you guys wondering why I'm not outside with fuming at the moment, well, she's gone for her MOT today. If you guys probably already noticed, we've got a canvas of fuming over there, which looks really nice. I managed to find one on eBay, or somebody on eBay that'll do it for me, and it looks really cool. So we've done a bit with fuming recently. The door is now on fuming. It looks okay. Me and Dean are very happy with the outcome of the door. It looks better than what it was. The old door needs to go to the skip still, so we need to still do that. Might do that tomorrow, possibly. The door looks really good considering what it is, and the colour match is very off. Well, I say very, it's slightly off. It's slightly lighter than what the rest of the car is, but that could be done because it needs a proper T-cut, proper buff, which we have not given it yet. We've only done it by hand. We have also changed the oil on fuming. We gave fuming a service, so we changed the oil filter, the oil. We've changed the plugs. We make sure everything is running correctly, ready for its MOT. When was this now? Yeah, I'm sure it was Saturday. I was driving fuming around, and when I got in the car, I heard a massive clunk. I thought I broke my top mount on the Corsa. The spring was jumping. It would make a loud noise, a banging noise. The spring looked like it was about to jump out the car. We ended up not being the top mount as such. Apparently there's a bit missing off it in comparison to the 1.2 Corsas or something or other. So the guy who's doing my MOT, Craig, at Minerva Tyres, he lubed them up for me with grease because there was no grease on them, and that seems to have resurrected the issue for the time being. Fuming's MOT was today, and well, I was hoping that she would pass with maybe a couple of advisories at least, but no, she got more than advisories. In fact, for the second year running now, she's had a fail, and she's had quite a big fail in comparison to last year's MOT, which I was not really hoping for. And this is going to cost me an arm and a leg. So let's read out the list of what's wrong with fuming in 2020's MOT. So let's start off with the minors. Apparently fuming has an oil leak, which we already know. Fuming leaks quite a bit of oil anyways, through the sump gasket and possibly even still the rocker cover, as well as it didn't help that we spilled some oil when we were filling her up. She has a track rod end ball joint that needs changing. Me and Dean spotted that when we were doing the coilovers. They had a little bit of play in there. Of course, obviously it's only an advisory. There is also the jacking points, or should I say where the sills are on the Corsa, is slightly corroded. So that came up as an advisory also, so that needs doing. But on to the major fails. These two aren't terrible. These things can be done. Two rear wheel bearings need attention. Now, one of the wheel bearings we changed recently, me and Dean have. So I don't know why one of them have come up, but apparently it could be that it's still loose and it hasn't sat in correctly. But more concerning is the other side. The other side we didn't change, and we haven't changed since we've had the car. That needs changing also, or tightening up, so the MOT has said. But the major bother in all of this, bearing in mind another advisory which I haven't mentioned, is that the rear tyres are on the legal limit, but we're going to get new wheels for fuming anyway, so that really doesn't bother me as such. But the biggest bugbear in the room that failed fuming's MOT is the brake master cylinder servo mount is heavily corroded, or excessively corroded as they say in their own lingo. Now I thought, well, I haven't seen any rust near that area really. I've seen a bit of corrosion that we welded, as we saw in the back where there was a hole. We saw a bit of rust underneath in regards to the sill, so we know about that. And also the rear axle caked in rust. But, and bear in mind, we sorted the rust on the front end and the rear end, so that never came up with anything, which is a plus. But Craig actually sent me a photo of the mount, and it's shocking. As you're looking at the photo, it looks like it is literally hanging on for dear bloody life, and if that falls off, you've got no brakes. So that's got to be taken off, cleaned, and then have a bit of metal welded to it, which doesn't sound terrible apart from the labour cost of taking that off. I cannot drive Fuming home because she has currently no MOT on her. With the UK laws at the moment with the MOTs, with VOSA, once a car has failed an MOT, if it's badly failed, you cannot take the vehicle home. It has to stay at the garage, because otherwise I'm sure me and Dean would have sorted that, but we don't have the time to, because the MOT would have completely ran out on the 17th. So the time is not there, so it's got to be done at the garage. So hopefully we'll be having Fuming back with us, hopefully on Monday and Tuesday possibly. That's depending if everything goes ahead and nothing else fails. Oh, there's another thing as well, is a brake ferrule pipe on the offside of the car. Last year it failed on the driver's side of the car, which we changed, but we didn't do the passenger side, so that's going to be needed doing, although that is only an advisory at the moment, so we'll do that this year anyways. I'm not bothered about that. That might even survive till next year. So the MOT isn't terrible. It could be, well, it could have, I hoped it passed. I would have hoped it passed, but I can't really complain with Fuming. She's 22 years old now. You know, and these things do happen. You know, I was worried something else I would have missed would have come up, and of course it has. You know, the brakes are good, the tyres are good, the springs are good, the top mounts are okay. The front wheel bearings are fine. You know, we just got a couple of little minor issues to sort. So we've got to do the tie rods at the front. One of them's already been changed, but the other one needs changing. So a track rod end basically, and it's got to have tracking yet anyway, so it's got to have a new track rod end anyways, so Craig's going to do that for me as well. But that's going to need doing. A rear tyre needs replacing. Well, it's just had to have another tyre replaced because it was really worn to the limit. That wouldn't have passed, but it's the other side that does have a flat spot that needs doing. But that's also the wheel that has a buckled wheel as well, which isn't good anyway. So the wheels have got to get changed, and they've got to be changed for next year's MOT. The brake servo, obviously that needs welding. The sills, they're going to need welding a little bit, or at least a good hammering and a good, you know, paint to cover up, you know, like under seal or anything. But we do need to address that because that's going to get worse, as that's on the jacking points of the car essentially. There's just little minor things that need doing. There's apparently an exhaust leak as well, which is an advisory in respective to the rear silencer, the rear, you know, the back box. So that's going to have to be looked at. I don't know where it's leaking from, because the whole entire exhaust is stainless, unless it's moved out of place possibly and it just needs tightening up, perhaps. So I need to have a look at that throughout this year too. Handbrake's working perfectly fine by the sounds of it, so that ain't an issue. All the lights work. So yeah, this is going to cost me a little arm and a leg, I reckon, but hopefully we can get Fuming back here at home on Tuesday, or at least the earliest is Monday. Anyways guys, this is just a short update of what's going on with Fuming. The reason why I haven't made a video on Fuming is because of the way the door looks at the moment. It's okay to an extent, it needs work doing. We're going to do some work on the engine bay as well to tidy that up, because it does look a bit dirty, although at the moment we need to get Fuming past her MOT first. It's going to have tracking done as well, so the tyres are pointing in the right direction, of course. It's going to need new top mounts eventually also, and it needs a bit of TLC here and there. But so long as the three major things that failed the car's MOT this year is the two wheel bearings on the rear. So long as they're sorted, we're fine. They're cheap, they're buttons anyways to do. And then obviously we've got the brake servo mount that needs doing also. But they're the three things that failed the car's MOT. The rest was just advisories. We can sort them no problem within the year. We've done a lot to fuming this year. We've changed the brakes, we've done the ferrule pipe, we've done a track rod end, we've done the springs, we've done the cap for the exhaust because that broke, we've changed the headlights, we've done the front bumper, we've done the rear boots, we've done the wing, we've done the door, we've done the interior since then also. You know, so there's a lot of things that have been going on that we've done to fuming this year, slowly and steadily. So this year is just pretty much more maintenance because a lot of fuming's bits and bobs that needed doing has been done. Now apparently the door's going to need redoing again, but that ain't a big job. Hopefully, you know, we've done it once. The underneath of the door is fine, so it just needs a bit more of a touch up and a little bit more work to get that complete. We're going to get the little car back. We're going to get it home and we're going to fix it. And then hope she doesn't fail her MOT in 2021. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please show your support for the little poor fuming. And I'll see you guys in the next video, where hopefully I'll have fuming back outside and we'll have a little chat of what needs doing. Anyways, guys, take care. Now, you guys don't need to know this, but this ain't going to be here for very long. But it's locked. Yeah. And then we'll just unlock it, you know, like that, and then we can get in. Hang on, safety first, must lock it in.